Hi guys, and welcome to our video on buying, selling and logistics. I guess we'd sum it up like that. We've got loot to sell. As you see, we're getting on quite well. This alt is now worth 195 million ISK in cash and assets. That doesn't include 100 million given to me by a guy who watched the hacking video, made about £500 million in a day of grinding those sites out, and sent me 100 million tip. That's actually resting with another alt who I was chatting to him with. But anyway, thank you very much to him. But please, all of you, I don't need any ISK. I've got plenty. I can make plenty. I'm fine. Thank you very much. Anyway, we've got some more loot to sell. Now, my preferred transport ship is the Nereus here, or Nereus. Not quite sure how you say it, to be honest with you. Each race basically gets two standard transport ships, a fast one and a big one. With the exception of the Galante, it's always worth training their industrial skill up if you're going to do any mining, etc., because they get specialist ships that will carry a lot of ore, a lot of minerals, or a lot of planetary interaction products, although that's no issue for alphas because we can't do PI. But there you go. So I've got my truck ready to go. What we're going to load it up with? Well, first we're going to have a little look in the hangar. Now, I've tidied my hangar up using these giant secure containers. They cost about 300,000 each to buy, and they are the way that you basically create, in effect, folders in your hangar to tidy up. So that's how you do that. Their other special skill is they take up, if I was to put one of these in my Nereus, it would take up 3,000 cubic meters of space. It will hold 3,900 cubic meters of things, 30% more. So that's something to bear in mind. Whatever you're hauling, especially if you're pushing the limits of your capacities, if you put everything that you have into a giant secure container, then put it into your hauler or any ship that they'll fit into, they are quite big though, yeah, you'll be increasing your capacity by 30% just by using these. So there's a little tip for pretty much anyone who has to move stuff around, especially miners, etc., early game when you've got a lot of volume to move. Anyway, so I've got my little folders here, ammo, the parts that I bought for fits. As you see, it's already getting a little bit overrun. This is the loot that I picked up off of belt rats that may be useful, and a few bits I've recovered from after fights and out of leftover wrecks, etc., etc. And this is the stuff I got to sell. I've got another 50 million in here to sell. Going to take it off and sell it. Now, you can't sell out of those giant secure containers. If you want to do anything like that, you would want to move it to your item container, sorry, item hangar. Now, what I'm going to do here is just show you what you really don't want to do when you're selling your loot. Is just, everyone has their little home station where they set themselves up. I've got a little satellite one as well because it's handier that way for me. Saves a lot of back and forth. Anyway, don't just click on this, right click and click sell item, because this price here, it can be okay, but very often it isn't, and I'll show you why. So that's 5,800 that we're going to get per unit for our conductive polymer. But if we actually look on view market details, if we go down to Dodixie, which is only 3 jumps away, we'll get 7,000. So that's more anyway, just for going down there. If we want to sell them, we'll look at this in more detail. We could get even more potentially. But anyway, don't just right click and sell items. Do have a look at the market details. You will see where the best prices are. Each region has its trade hub. Down here where I am in Galante space, it's Dodixie. There's jitter, of course, although it can be very dangerous going up there, especially if you time it wrong. There's an event going on, or has been going on, burn jitter, and lots of ships have been getting popped at gates. So anyway, if you're over in Minmatar, there's Heck or Wrens, and if you're in Amar space, there's the Amar station in the Amar system. But there you go. I recommend going to them. Jitter is usually the best prices, but it's where it is. It's quite a way away from me. Dodixie is 3 jumps away from my nest, so I'm going to use that one. Anyway, just have a quick look at some of the options and settings on the regional market screen, which you can get by clicking this icon or Alt R. We've got 2 settings dials here. One here. This is going to set the range of what gets displayed in the prices windows. So make sure it's not just set on your station, or you're going to think you live in a very harsh vacuum. Not even your system, unless you really know, your Indo-Dixie station trading, in which case actually you're going to want it on that one. The region is what you want. It's going to incorporate usually, unless you're in quite an out of the way place, the prices of some of the bit busier trade hubs. Do be aware of that you may be a couple of systems over a region border, and just by flying to the next region you could get much better prices. But that's as far as you can set the market prices. It's going to be the region that you're in, and that's the region that shows here. Sing Liaison in my case, which includes Dodixie. So that's that setting screen there. You can also filter by stuff like your skills. You can filter it to kind of fit your fit. That for automatically refresh market data is something you always want to leave on. Okay. Second setting cog we've got over here. This is more specific to these windows here. It's going to just show you whether you want to show the orders that are available in nullsec or lowsec, just to make sure you never stray into those places if you want to play it absolutely safe, or keep you in those places if you don't want to go into high sec, which can sometimes be the situation. You can set minimum, maximum prices, etc. The number of jumps range that you'll see in these windows. This one down here is very important if you're actually going to put particularly sell orders on, or buy orders in fact. Mark my orders. As you'll see later, that's what highlights them as blue to make it really obvious which orders in the market are yours, otherwise they'll just be buried in amongst all those numbers. So I don't know really why that's an option, to be quite honest, but there you go. We made it to Dodixie safely following the essential 3 N rules of EVE online navigation. Never, never, never use your autopilot. We got here in an Aeris with no fit apart from some expanded cargo holds to squeeze a bit of stuff in. We had those in the hangar anyway. We got here, we're fine. We bought 72 million ISKs worth of loot, according to that number down there, which is only an estimate. Now we're going to sort our hangar by value reversed, which actually puts the most expensive stuff at the top. So we will pay more attention towards the top of the hangar now, because this is where the most money is to be made or lost by clumsy selling. So we're going to look at some items, we're going to check the prices. Do not, as we didn't do in the hangar, just sell it. Now we're here, we've made the effort to get to the trade hub, so we're going to view the market details on these high price items and see just what the difference between the sell price and the buy price is. Now this is where the market traders make their money. They'll just sit in this station buying these for the lowest price they can, selling it for the best. That's all they do. So here the difference between the buy price and the sell price is only 20,000 ISK, so I'm quite happy with that. So I'm just going to sell those items straight away and get the money. 24, nearly 25 million. There you go. If you go to my wallet, which is the icon over here, you can click on, or it's Alt W for a shortcut. You get the transaction screen. That's kind of a high level financial report. If you click load on the market transactions, you get the detail. There's what I sold and there's what I've got and who I sold it to. Here we've got that money coming in, we've got the taxes, dreaded taxes. We've got a 5 million ISK player donation there, thank you very much, but no more thank you. These are bounties from ratting, so we're doing okay, but you can see every penny that's coming in and out in your wallet tab using those screens. Clone soldier tags we'll come back to. The attainment decryptor, we're going to check the prices here again. And on this one we can see there's a bit of a difference here actually. 4.4 million to 3.3 million. So we're going to put this on. I think we'll put an order onto this one to sell this. We'll see, a little experiment just to show you how it works, and we'll then choose how we want to play it. Basically we've got the price down here. We want to get more money than that, but we want to sell it, so we pick a spot in between. Do you want to sell it quickly by kind of splitting the difference? Do you want to kind of go 0.1 of an ISK under the other guy's price and try to maximize it? That's entirely up to you. Let's see what we're going to do here. We're going to put this on for a week, and then to get a handle on the price, we'll just check here. We're going to undercut this guy by as little as possible. Now this is probably, to be honest with you, going to need, it might work if it sells quickly. The guys working on the sort of 0.1 ISK adjustments, they're the market traders. Somebody may react to me putting this price on and drop players. Somebody else follows me on, you know. So we'll see. We can keep a track using our wallet screen of how our orders are getting on. So there you go. We put that on for sale. There's our order there. So the next person that comes to Dodixie wanting to buy one, is hopefully going to buy mine. We're just going to quick look at the trade skills, and there's an alpha you're ever so limited. Trade is just basically increases the number of orders, buy or sell, that you can have active at one time. Broker relations is a skill that reduces the fees that you pay for setting up orders. You're standing with a corp that owns the station you're trading in, and also the general kind of faction standings will also affect tax rates and etc. Marketing allows you to change prices remotely without having to come back to Dixie. I could stay in Metzerel with a couple of levels of that and do my price adjustments. Retail I can't have, but it shows me I could have it if I was a mega. There are lots and lots of other skills in here. I'm not going to just go through them all. Have a flick through yourself. Trading on behalf of your corporation, day trading is a way of again remotely adjusting prices. It's the distance that you can buy stuff remotely. Yeah, it's all in there. Flick through it. Anyway, I've got my very first sell order up. Let's see how we get on with that. So what I basically do, I just check a few items, especially if I'm not familiar with them, to see what the difference is on the buy-sell prices. Here it's about 300,000 a unit, which I'm not too worried about. As I say, I don't want to put too much time into this, and I can't put many orders on the system because of my skills. So I do need to kind of either wait for ages or just let some stuff go. I'm familiar with a lot of this stuff just from experience, that the prices usually aren't too bad. I can just select all that, click sell items. This is basic, as I say, with a bit of research and experience, you can do this. I'm losing a few million according to that, but I'm happy. As I say, I'm restricted in how I can do this, and I need to get on with it. I want to spend the money, let's face it. So I'm going to do that with 2 or 3 of these groups up here, and as I said before, as you work your way down your hangar, the amounts of ISK involved are less, so it becomes even less of a concern, although you do need to still pay a little bit of attention. Now that lot's all gone. Next group, I'm just going to drag and drop it. Now we'll see one little thing here that you need to bear in mind, that when I want to sell all of those items, it gives me a warning that the Warrior 2 needs repackaging. You can't sell stuff that isn't repackaged, and if it's got any damage on it, you'll need to repair it before you can repackage it. So we're just going to right click him, repackage. He's good as new, so he's fine. He's the one we picked up off the belt, if you remember, in the ratting video. So he's all good to go, and we can, there you go, that's all gone by the power of magic. Now the game will help you, do not rely on this. I'm going to group sell this stuff. I know something on his way out in a number of, well, a couple of ways. Look, that's half the money that is kind of projected down there, but that number in the bottom corner is an average, and one crazy buy order price can really screw with that, so never trust it. Right, selling items, it's warning me. Are you really sure? Yeah, these are way below the prices. Now if you get these warnings, again, you'll know with some that it's not a big issue, but with some, and if you're not sure, please do check. Now we're going to check this one over here. I got it on a data site. It's quite a rare drop. A Yang Young paradox box. As you see, it was estimated on my in my hangar as about 220,000. It's actually worth nearly 3 million, and there aren't many of them up for sale. This armor hardener is the maddest one I found. If I sell that, look, I'll just get 5 ISK. It's worth about 90,000. I'm going to put it on for 94. There you go. 5 ISK I would have got if I had just sold that item. And it's basically, I'm just going to work my way through here. There's a couple more. This Shadow Serpentis armor membrane. In fact, there are none for sale here. So this is a bit of a shot in the dark. If you want to put the time in, you can research kind of a true value. I've got a rough idea. I'm not selling it for 52,000. I'm going to take a punt on this one. Who knows? Fingers crossed. We're going to sell this item. Bit of a think of the number here. Don't go too stupid. There you go. 1.2 million. We'll give that a go. I think that's probably realistic. We'll see. It may never sell. And if we go back into our market window, market orders, there are the things that I've picked out and put up for sale. And we'll see how we get on, basically. I'll be able to see these prices and whether they've sold or not. And when I'm back in Metzerel, I won't be able to adjust them because of my skills. It's time to buy stuff. Now, I've made a Kestrel fitting. The easiest way, and the one I'm going to use here, I'm literally going to buy all from there. and everything from that fitting is being bought at the click of a few buttons. And that is the simple way to buy everything for your fit if you've got it all saved and ready to go. So there you go, all done. In fact, I went ahead and did that twice. This is going to be the Kestrel run. And if you look in the ship hanger, the 2 Kestrels, we drag them straight into the Nereus, and that's what's already in there. A few little bits and bobs that I decided not to sell at the last minute. And there's the 2 fits, plus some ammo, but only what was in the launchers in the fit screen, if you see what I mean. So we're going to need to buy some more of that. So view market details on the rockets, right click, buy list, and we know we're getting the best price available, just the amount we want, 5,000 to get us going. That'll be great. Back into the market screen, I'm going to need some blaster ammo as well, so we're just going to put up here antimatter. There we go, antimatter charge small. Got to keep the guns fed for that ratting, and you do get through this quite quickly, especially with the cormorant. It does fling it around. So we're going to get ourselves a few thousand of that too. No, while we're here, 10,000. There you go. Makes much more sense. And there you go. Then we're just going to double check, and always double check, that you have loaded everything in. And if you look now at our Nereus, we are nearly up at the capacity. We could get a few more bits and pieces in there. Or alternatively, we could fit this ship properly and get a lot more stuff in here. Now we're going to start off with these mid slots here. This is where we need a little bit of propulsion and we need some tank. Basically the danger is you go through a gate, there's somebody there ready really to alpha damage you, especially in high sec, before Concord can get to them. If you can survive, you might get lucky. You're going to get unlucky sooner or later in this game. That's inevitable. Anyway, we're going to look over here in the fitting screen. We're going to build the fit and we're going to buy it, because I haven't got a fit ready for this. Now the first thing that we want is some propulsion, and you can filter, not the high slots, thank you, the mid slots. There you go. We're going to find ourselves a micro warp drive. We're going to keep this cheap and cheerful. There's no need for anything to be other than the Meta 1 cheap module on here. There's the 50 MN micro warp drive. We're going to get some shield extenders. We're going to go for the cheapest ones. We really don't need to put much money into this. You can of course spend as much money on any of your fits as you desire. In fact, I'm going to take one of those extenders off, and just for a little bit of variety, we've got plenty of hit points. Hopefully we're going to just put on one adaptive invulnerability field to get the resistances up, but who knows, like I say, it's all a matter of chance really. But we'll do what we can to keep our ship a little bit safe, and not forgetting its cargo, which is usually worth a lot more money. The top slots you're not really going to use. I can't fit a cloak. In the olden days you'd have a miner on there, an AFK mine. But there you go, that's a story for another day. So we're going to remove the cargo expanders ones, and we're going to use a combination of rigs and expanded cargo hold 2s to see how high we can get the cargo capacity up on this ship. So we're going to go into hull and armour. We don't want reinforced bulkheads, we want expanded cargo holds 2s. We'll put as many of those on as we can. Let's put it up to 9,000, about 4,000 extra capacity. That's quite good, but we can get it higher yet. So we're going to switch off that, switch on the rig filter and the medium cargo hold optimization 1. We're going to fit 3 of those. We're now up to nearly 14, well over 14,500, nearly trebled our cargo capacity. That is the maximum. So we're going to get all of the things we need for that fit, but we're going to also make an adjustment too, and that is really just to enhance the ship a little bit, because the quicker this can get into warp, the safer it's going to be. And we're going to put a couple of low slot modules on to help with that. They're going to be inertia stabilizers. These basically help the ship to align quicker. They make it a little bit more agile, and that is part of the survival plan. If you could use a cloak, you could use the micro warp and cloak trick at gates to really help you to keep you safe. That price there, I nearly bought all, including all of the cargo, so we need to remove that there using that button. That's more realistic, and we're simply now going to buy all I do buy an extra Nereus by mistake then, but I do put it up for sale and I get the money back straight away. But there you go. There's one mistake to make. And remember, everything in this game is final. And if you make a mistake and lose hundreds of millions on those market screens, it's on you. Seems silly to leave you without placing a buy order just to demonstrate how that works. I need ammo. I'm getting through ammo very quickly. If you really want to help me, then fulfill my buy order. I want some. I've got plenty of antimatter for now. Let's have a look in one of our ships, because if we can find the icon, it's much quicker. I want to view market details on the Federation Navy antimatter charge. This is basically the ammo you start using for PvP, and also for some of those bigger rats. It's a lot more expensive than standard ammo, but it is going to take them down a lot quicker. And you know, just think of the money. Anyway, I'm going to buy. I know I'm not at Doe Dixie. I'm a little bit out of the way. I'm going to set a buy order, place a buy order for antimatter, Federation Navy antimatter charges. My bid price. Now, what it's going to do here, that price it puts in is going to probably be, if I'm not really sure actually. It's almost random. Where's it picking that price up from? If somebody knows, leave me a comment. I'm no expert trader. I'm making that clear. I'm a pirate who has to sell his loot and buy some stuff. We're going to put in a price anyway, better than the Doe Dixie price, because we do want to encourage, but we can certainly get it cheaper than that, maybe. But maybe you guys are going to help me. So our bid price is going to be, we're going to offer 350, and we want to buy 15,000. Now, a lot of you out there, especially early game, if you're doing missions, the first thing is maybe you buy your with your loyalty points is going to be faction ammo. No, I want 15,000, not 1,500. Always check your zeros. I want the order to stay up. I'm going to leave it up for a month. And the range, I want people to bring it to me. That's the whole point of me setting the buy order, to save me forgetting to get it when I'm at Doe Dixie. Minimum they can sell me is 1. That's what this is here. I'm not fussy about how many people sell me, as long as they're selling it to me for that price. And I can put remember settings on there, and that means that automatically it's going to put it on as a month and station, no matter what. And if you've changed it, it'll keep those settings for you. Anyway, so I'm going to place that now. And my buy order, anyone in my region looking at prices for the region is going to see that I happen to have the best order. So if you've just made your first 5,000 Federation antimatter charges and you don't actually use them, which was the case when I did them with Galante missions with a Caldari pilot using missiles, come and sell them to me. And I should mention, I don't know, you may have seen it on the screen then, that when you place your buy order, the money for that order comes out of your wallet immediately. There are skills that mitigate the amount you have to pay. Look through the trading skills to see exactly what they do. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. I hope you found this useful. This is in no way a detail how to get rich playing the market guide. You can just sit in a station your entire life in EVE and make billions of ISK, just buying and selling. We could go into that detail. If you've got any hints or tips, there's stuff I've missed, and please let us know in the comments. Leave a like if you've liked it. Any suggestions are more than welcome. Leave a dislike if you don't like it, that's fair enough. Subscribe if you want to stay in touch. Thanks for watching, fly safe and goodbye.